This podcast is brought to you by Indeed.com.
Good evening. Here are the 5 things you need to know for Tuesday, March 23rd. As Colorado authorities continue their investigation into the deadly mass shooting at a Boulder grocery store, the names of the victims have been released. Police Chief Maris Harold says the 10 people killed range from ages 20 to 65. The suspect, a 21-year-old male, was also named and remains in custody. The White House lowered flags to half staff, while President Joe Biden urges Congress to act on common-sense gun legislation, such as universal background checks. According to CNN reporting, the mass shooting in Boulder is at least the 7th mass shooting in the U.S. in 7 days. Since last Monday, at least 46 people have been injured or killed in a mass shooting. When asked Tuesday on Capitol Hill about the possibility of stricter gun control laws, Republican Senator Cynthia Lummis of Wyoming said, "Every time that there's an incident like this, people use it as an excuse to erode Second Amendment rights." Lummis's colleague, GOP Senator Tommy Tuberville of Alabama said, "I think we've got enough background checks." It could take longer for your first-class letter to arrive if reforms to the Postal Service outlined in a 10-year plan go into effect. Postmaster General Louis DeJoy announced details of the plan, which seeks to modernize the Postal Service. The plan also calls for cuts to post office hours and increased delivery times for first-class mail. It proposed changing the standard for first-class letters and flats to a 5-day standard from a 3-day standard. DeJoy says under the plan, the agency would be able to deliver about 70% of first-class mail within 3 days. City officials in Evanston, Illinois have approved a reparations program for Black residents whose families experienced decades of discriminatory housing practices. The program is the first of its kind in the U.S. and will be funded by a 3% tax on legalized cannabis. Evanston Alderman Robin Sue Simmons said the city council had to do something radically different to address the racial divide in the city. The first phase of the $10 million plan expects to distribute up to $25,000 for housing per eligible resident. Prince Harry has a new job. The Duke of Sussex has been named Chief Impact Officer at BetterUp, a personal and organizational coaching company based in San Francisco. The royal told the Wall Street Journal he took the job to create impact in people's lives. That's all for your CNN 5 Things Evening Edition. For more on these stories and the latest news, you can always visit cnn.com/5things.
CNN 5 Things makes it easy to get the day's headlines all in one place. Indeed can make your hiring process just as simple. In fact, the moment you post a sponsored job, Indeed Instant Match provides a list of quality candidates for you to consider. Get started right now with a $75 sponsored job credit to upgrade your job post at Indeed.com/CNN. That's Indeed.com/CNN. Offer valid through September 30th. Terms and conditions apply.